his ex-wife Pam had came in. It was 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, and she was crying up a storm, and she had little Donnie with her, and Margie was just a baby then, and she said that Donnie was down on 25th Street in Ogden trying to sell little Donnie for drugs.
He did try to sell little Donnie. I was there that day.
It was just a big mess, you know. He was, that's all he was interested in was drugs. It didn't matter if you know, his kids. He didn't care about his kids.
When you get addicted to drugs, you will sell your own soul to stay high. I was running the drug areas in Stockton, California when I was a younger kid.
Right.
Okay. And I seen this 14-year-old girl. I could tell she couldn't have been no more than 14 years old. Beautiful little girl, right?
Right.
And but she was dressed like, you know, like a hooker, basically.
I remember many times throughout my life, girls hitting on me. I've been to places in California where I've been to some places where there were little kids, where people were trying to sell these little kids.
I pulled up to her in my truck, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing out here? Like, what do you not know that you're in a drug area? You know, kind of thing." And she's like, "Well, I'm just blah blah blah." I can't remember what she told me. I said, "Can I please take you home?"
Right.
All right. And then she said, "Yeah, no problem." You know. And she jumped in my truck like, "What shit?" You know.
I seen a mother one time. And I'm not sure, and I can't prove it, but I think she was trying to do the same thing with her own damn daughter.
This old black woman was smoking pure cocaine. There's no way that them kids belonged to that black woman. And they were addicted to cocaine. Them kids could have been kidnapped from anywhere in the United States,
right,
and addicted to cocaine and controlled by cocaine. When you get addicted to drugs, you will sell your own soul to stay high.
I've known Donnie and Pam for a long time, okay? And whenever I had my son, I was homeless. Pam said it was okay for me and this guy that I was with to live in her house. Okay? We wound up living in the shed.
Now the kids, you're speaking...
Or four of us. I'm sorry, there was four of us. It was me and Greg and Francis and James living in a shed. There was 3 kids back there.
Same with little Donnie when he went down on 25th Street here in Ogden, trying to sell little Donnie for money for drugs. You know, he was that messed up.
Arkansas too.
They seek out young girls with children. They'd act like they're doing you a favor, bringing you back to their home to help. And really what they had their eyes on was your child to be explored. There was a man arrested at the homeless place for
he was arrested at a church. He was arrested at a church.
Exactly.
The police come up there and arrested him and charged him with SA. Okay. And it was like 5 years later, Greg McCorder got arrested.
My stepdaughter, Frances, and the one Greg, she was married to Greg, and then I had my stepkids there. Well, it wouldn't be my stepkids; it would be my. Anyway, I remember Gregory and the little girl. I can't remember her name right now, but I know they were taken into foster care. And he pled guilty to molesting, I guess, all his kids, his own kids. Holy shit! Yeah. So Lisa, why are you even trying to? What is your deal? What are you trying to?
Gregory was arrested earlier this year on suspicion of R and SA, a 6-year-old and 2 3-year-old girls. On Tuesday, he pled guilty to those charges. detectives the case said Gregory used a mask to terrorize the victims, claiming he was the boogeyman.
You want me to take you to the boogeyman? I didn't think you did.
Trafficking of children is a sneaky crime. You may not even realize it happens in the Tri-Cities. That's because it flies under the radar most of the time.
I'd say that it happens here just as much. It just looks a little bit different.
Grow Free Tennessee advocates for trafficking survivors right here in Northeast Tennessee. They argue that you'll find child sex trafficking anywhere there are vulnerabilities.
In more rural areas, and especially in East Tennessee, we see a lot of familial trafficking in disadvantaged areas, areas that there's a lot of drug addiction, poverty.
That means the most common way for children to be trafficked in Tennessee isn't through abduction or kidnapping. In fact, for the overwhelming majority, it starts in the home or with someone they trust.
There were certain times when it looks like Candace was getting shit off of Andy when other little girls were over there and things.
Them kids could have been kidnapped from anywhere in the United States, right? And addicted to cocaine and controlled by cocaine.
And I know that he was selling to the actual children, over there. But then that Candace was getting it for the kids too. And you've got to think of what that could do to a young one and sedate them. And for what purpose?
Summer was 3 years old, and I guess Candace had, I think it was meth or something on the table, and she was high off her ass, so she left the room, and Summer got into it, and she called us, and she showed up at our door, and Summer was, she was shaking and crying.
My God.
And I was like, y'all didn't take her to the hospital? And she was like, no, we would have got arrested. So there we are, holding a freaking 3-year-old crying because she's scared and high out of her mind. Oh my God.
This is before even Summer came up missing. This had to deal with giving kids weed because a phone call came in from CPS saying that I was giving the kids weed. My grandkids said, no, it wasn't me, it was Candace. And so she came down to threaten my grandma.
That poor little girl, she's got a body from hell. I seen all kind of black things all over the park. And you know what all the hell we want from her? She'll be pregnant. But she ain't pregnant right now.
How old is she?
What, 13? How old is
Wait, is she half black?
12.
But Don, you're saying Don Wells gave your grandkids alcohol?
That's what the little one says.
Another child done away that's supposedly for sale or trade for meth.
Do you know that they accused me of selling my daughter for gold? You know what I did? Fucking TBI and FBI.
But that Candace had mentioned that the person they knew was selling a child or trading a kid for meth. And I did absolutely report it to police.
I went and draw $2,000 on my bank account. I went to Knoxville, I bought $2,000 worth of fucking shit. I fucking give dope away all night for 2 days.
Oh, Knoxville trip, bring the dope back, have more money, take the kid with you to the Knoxville trips over the weekend, trap him in the car while you bang prostitutes and bring the dope back to the fucking hollow and disperse it. Go ahead, Don.
I showed them that I don't need to fucking sell my fucking daughter to buy dope. I got plenty of money in my bank account.
Did Don have any deals that you was unaware of that may have included your daughter, maybe?
You know, I don't know. I can't answer that.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. I can't answer that.
Okay.
They told me that they had information that I traded my daughter to a drug dealer for fucking dope. So I showed them different. Then let's talk about Summer. Where is she? She's probably being traded off for drugs and money and everything else.
He was the one that was sitting on a damn toilet the day that he fired me, staring at his phone like he lost something in his life. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Said to me that God had something on his mind. And this was the day before? Yeah, the day before. Oh, okay. Yeah, he seemed like he had something on his mind. He ever see a man have like 1,000 miles there?
And then you saw him on that Monday before he got fired crying or distraught on a
He
Twitter.
wasn't crying. He was definitely disturbed. Mentally disturbed.
And you don't think it was
lost
like
his prize.
And you don't think it was because
Some
he
of
was
his prize. Just, I don't know, I heard something about the boys saying, where y'all going? And they were carrying Summer out the house, Don and Candace. She was head down on his shoulder, carried her out, and they left. So I don't know if that was Sunday or Monday.
You know, when this all first happened, I was at my mom and dad's, and I asked my dad, I said, well, what do you think happened? And he goes, I think Donnie got messed up with the bad guys. I think he got messed up with drugs, and I think he owes them money. That's my dad's exact words. Even my brother, I asked him, you know, and he's been following the case a little bit here and there, you know, not a lot, but I said, what do you think? What do you think? Because he knows Donnie really good too. He grew up with him too, and he said, I think he sold her. He's like, you know, you got to figure that's what Donnie does when he needs drugs. He sells things, even his own kids.
Well,
It just seems it's hard to believe that something like that can happen. Well, to be someone pretty desperate for money or whatever, or I don't know what their angle is, but yeah, they'd be pretty desperate.
At the very start, I always thought that maybe he had sold her because I really do think he came to Utah to try to get money from my dad. Donnie needed money for some reason, like a lot of money, okay?
When you get addicted to drugs, you will sell your own soul to stay high. I mean, they come to me and said I had somebody, you know, they deposed him. They said they had the inside scoop with CBI and that they knew that I sold my daughter for drugs. And I flipped out. I flipped out. I believed that stuff like an idiot. I believed it. I believed that stuff like an idiot. I believed that they knew that I sold my daughter for drugs. I believed it. Then I flipped out. You know, I started drinking and everything else. That's why they took our kids. That's why they took our kids. I'm clean. I don't do nothing. I won't even pick up a beer. Okay, so they... Well, for one thing, if I drink beer, then I do want that crap, so I won't even touch a beer.
Do you see the screen?
yeah.
You said it came back to you again about a week or week and a half before Summer came up missing.
Well, that picture where I'm holding her, where you got me holding her right there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I won't lie to you. I'll tell the truth. Yeah. I knew at that moment the time was close at hand. And I don't know how I knew, and I can't explain it. I wasn't told in words or anything like that. But I knew the time was close at hand, and I actually had tears in my eyes. The picture might not show it.
No, we can see you're crying.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You can see it.
Yeah, I mean, you can take it or leave it, but that's the truth.